Talamwana Warriors, what is up YouTube? Guys, today we're going to be doing a deck called your standard black-red mid-range deck. It doesn't really have a fancy name to it. Submitted to our very own Elder Cleric, the Ratmaster. Awesome guy, been hanging out in the streams and helping me get some games in. So this was his deck that he put together. Win cons being Liliana, Chandra, six drop Chandra, and there's even a mobile district thrown in there, and you can even get a Bonecrusher Giant to output some damage as shown in this video. Let's go straight into it so that way we can kind of explain the unique aspect of this deck. And what it is everything other than those cards I just listed off is pretty much removal. We see things like Cry the Carnarium here, Disfigure, Duress, Murderous Rider could also be a damage output as well. So we do open up with a Mobilized District, which we're going to go ahead and turn 2. I kind of thought about turn 1 in it, so we have it online, but I mean, the fact that it takes 4 mana to turn it into a creature anyway, it didn't really matter. So I went ahead and just went with a red source, so that way we have Bonecrusher Giant online at the turn 2. But we do draw into a Dreadhorde Invasion, which I'm going to go ahead and play now so we can start getting a little bit of pressure on our opponent. A lot of times we see with the colors that he's showing, if it's not an Oko, then we kind of see the tempo control there. So we probably could have just negated that Dreadhorde. So it's good to have out. We get our 3rd mana play. We do have Bonecrusher online, as well as we don't have Murderous yet, but it'll be ready next turn because we do have the Swamp in hand. And that's one of those cards, especially with this particular matchup, where we want to have Murderous Rider in hand in case he does have the Oko, which is an easy thing to deal with. But he does show the Ambusher there. Spectral Sailor comes out. You kind of thinking about dealing with it, but yeah, I feel like it's not really worth the Bonecrusher Giant. I feel like something like maybe the Preserver or something of the sort. There's better uses for Bonecrusher here, so we go ahead and just let him keep it. So he does play the Oko. That's fine. We can't Murderous right now, but we can do it during our turn. Oh wait, we can. I forgot. Never mind. What am I thinking? Blood Crypt is a black source. So we did have it online. My apologies, guys, for such noob commentary. So we draw into another swamp. Go ahead and play it, and we just swing out. I kind of think about Mobile District there for a second. I'm like, can I get it online and plug for 5 damage right now? But no, I cannot. So we just go ahead and hit him for 2. And we do actually go ahead and get our Murderous Rider out. That way we can also kind of start gaining life. I do expect him to play the Wolf during my turn. I'm sure he's going to lay the man out, wait for me to swing, play the Wolf. What I'm going to do is, if he does that, respond with a Bonecrusher Giant and flex on the Wolf, and make him not block my creatures, because if I do it before he does the block, then he has a chance of just letting the damage go through, and then we actually set up the Cry the Carnarium, where he can just exile both of his creatures at the same time, leaving both of ours intact. So we're going to go ahead and attack, allow him to cast it, and before he blocks, we're going to ping him, because we're not actually trying to get our creature to kill his creature. We're trying to get him to not block our creatures, and both of ours plug him for damage. So in this particular case, I Bonecrusher first, making it look like it's a mistake on my part, because in theory, you're supposed to do that after damage is dealt, so that way you can take it out. He does not know that we have the Cry Carnarium in hand. So he goes in and lets it through, we deal out 5 damage, and then we go ahead and board wipe his 2 creatures. Not board wipe necessarily, because both of mine live. And boom, dealt with. Now we've got a 4/4 in play. Probably going to see something like was it Brazer? That's why we go ahead and Duress now. I would like to do a Mobile District and plug in for that extra 3 damage, putting him at 9 total, leaving him with 4 life. However, seeing his hand in this particular matchup is very important, so we're going to go ahead and see what he's got. He's got the Quench, We can play around these two Brineborns, especially with a Bonecrusher in hand. We're going to go ahead and get that out after we get rid of the Quench. Now, we do run the risk of losing our Murderous Rider here, or even our 4/4, which isn't the end of the world, but we would take out 2 of his creatures with it if he did go that route. So he goes ahead and gets him out, buffs it, and I believe he trades with Murderous Rider, which is fair. At this point, it does become kind of a race, and trading creatures like that might be important. However, if I were him, I feel like I probably would have held out on the Cutthroat and take out my Bonecrusher Knight if it does come to that kind of race, but it's hard to say. He does have the Brazier in hand, so he's probably going to bounce back my token anyway. What we're going to do is we're going to swing. I'm sure he's going to try and bounce back the token, and then that's when we Scorch Fire the Cutthroat, plug it into 4 damage guaranteed. That way he's not able to assign the blocker either to stop it, because I'm sure he's going to bounce back here. Yep, there it is. So as right before that procs, we're going to go ahead and Dragonfire and take out the Cutthroat, so that way it opens up Bonecrusher Knight, leaving him at 5 damage. And if we do pull into a red source, we can actually Chandra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we go into a red mana, we can Chandra. But either way, I'm pretty certain that's going to end up being game. Because we plug him for 4, 5 on standby. That Brazier can't actually block. It's only an attacker, so it would be more on the racing game at that point. So if he has nothing in hand, then it's pretty much game next turn. No, that's right. He has the food. He gains 3. So it's kind of seeing what he's gotten. If he can get a draw. Alright, so what do we get? We get a Disfigure. I mean, it could stop his flyer. It could stop something that tries to block. But we go ahead and Mobile District here instead. Get a 3/3 out. So that's 7, 8 damage on the board right now. If he can't stop it, that's lethal regardless. Boom. So we ended up taking the win with it. Black-red mid-range. Step into the office for a second, guys. So once again, shout out to Elder Cleric, the Rat Master. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitch as well and on Twitter. He's the one who built that deck and let me use it. So I appreciate it, man. Here's my social medias. It's on this side. At Kevin Raisins is my Twitter. Feel free to hit me with deck ideas that you guys have if you want to see me make a video of it. Twitch.tv/Scottoria is my live streams. I try and stream every day, Monday through Friday. Weekends with the family, but Monday through Friday every day. And I just recently made an Instagram, USAE_Scottoria. Check me out there. It's new, so bear with me. I'm still kind of learning the ropes of it. But anyway, appreciate you for tuning in. See you again soon.